Hello! Today we're going to watch Dance Moms Season 1, Episode 5. Last episode was hard to watch. Christi and Kelly also said on their Back to the Bar podcast that Episode 4 was hard to watch. I'm back to saying these Jill quotes in my head.
I'm trying so hard. Don't cry. Don't cry.
I think maybe the reason that Episode 4 is hard to watch is that it really shows us how things can be manipulated. We see some unfairness in how some things can be set up and how certain things are going to play out. It's like watching a scary movie and you know someone's not going to make it to the end and you know there's nothing you can do about it. I see often in the comments this idea of, well, if it was so bad, why did they stay? Which is a good example of what not to say to someone who's in a difficult situation. You wouldn't say to your friend, well, duh, just leave. We can't always just leave. Sometimes we are stuck in situations that we'd rather be out of, that we know are not good, but we're stuck. We see in the episode where Brooke went to the chiropractor and Kelly says we have to. So whether it's contracts or crowns or money or coercion, whatever it is, they think they have to. They think they can't leave. It's okay to say, well, I would never do that. But to get the most out of the show, this content that we have, we can kind of look at the premise of the show being that they think they can't leave. Episode 5 starts at a donut shop with Christi, waiting to meet Abby to talk about last weekend.
After the weekend had passed, I really felt like I needed to call Abby so that we could clear the air.
We see a flashback of the fight.
Your daughter is holding a national title and I will take it away in a minute!
We also see Abby picking up the wine bottle and telling Christi that she's an uneducated mess and to quit drinking, which we didn't see anyone drinking at this competition. I'm a little confused as to how Abby could take away a national title. Like, if you win the Super Bowl and then you get traded, do you give back the ring? Like, to who? That's not how that works. Or rather, it's not how it should work. Does it really work that way in dance? What if you move? Does Abby, call the competition and say, oh, this kid moved, so take the title away? Does the second place winner now get first place because someone moved? It should not work that way. But if it's true, that wouldn't be all on Abby. She's not a competition director.
Seeing how Abby gave her favorite Maddie 2 solos last week, I think I had a right to be upset.
We talked last week about how it was unfair that one student had 2 solos that were already known and other students were learning theirs the night before the competition with no music. That is not fair. So yes, I agree that Christi had a right to be upset. She tried to talk to Abby and Melissa, and Abby just kept saying she wasn't going to ruin the day. And then a fight happened.
I think I deserve an apology too, but you know what? I'll be the bigger woman.
Then Abby walks in.
Hello, you wanted to see me?
Yes. Abby, I came here to try to make amends with you.
Well, that sounds good. We're off to a good start.
I cannot let you on my property.
Okay.
Without this being signed.
The fight was not good. What Christi said was not good. What Abby said was not good. It was hardly the worst fight on the show, and Christi had tried multiple times to talk about it nicely. So I don't know if it needs to result in Christi not being allowed in the building without signing something.
You need to sign this. I need to go back to work.
Generally speaking, if someone is pressuring you to sign something quickly, you should probably not sign it.
Abby, I was out of line the way I behaved in that room, and I am willing to take responsibility and apologize for that.
So Christi said she wants to make amends. She said that she apologizes.
I don't feel that where my feelings were coming from were wrong based on things that had happened to me and Chloe for the last year, 2 years, 3 years.
So this sounds like Christi has been unhappy with things for a while.
If you weren't happy with the education, you should have left after the first month.
Christi talks about this on the podcast and says that she was trying to leave, that a lot of people were leaving and trying to leave when the show started, but Chloe had just won a title, so they couldn't leave.
Chloe would not be a national title winner. She would be nothing.
I disagree. I think Chloe would be successful in most anything she wanted to do. Wait, but a teacher shouldn't say that. Remember in the first episode of this when Abby said, I can make you or I can break you? And I said that that's not good. The idea that one person controls whether you're great or not. This is literally what Abby is saying here, that she is the only reason that Chloe is great. If being a national title winner is great, Abby is not the national title holder. Chloe is. It's also kind of a threat, like Abby saying if you leave, you'll be nothing. No child is nothing. Imagine hearing your teacher say that about you. Imagine hearing a teacher that you pay say that about your child. Imagine being a teacher and saying that about your own student in public on national television.
You're dumb for letting people walk out of your studio left and right.
So here Christi's kind of referencing the people that were leaving the studio at that time, and Abby doesn't have anything to say to that, which kind of confirms that multiple people were leaving.
I was trying to be an adult and be a bigger person, and she just wasn't having it.
Yes, I think we see that pretty clearly. Christi was trying to have an adult conversation, and Abby just wasn't having it. Then we see Abby leave with her mom.
White trash.
I really appreciate the editing team for ensuring that that comment was included and audible. I don't think that Abby thought that would be heard by the audience. Christi and Kelly talk on the podcast about the fact that Abby brought her mom to this meeting and how ironic that is because Abby's always talking about cutting apron strings and whatnot, but she brings her mom to a meeting. I am more bothered with Abby calling Christi white trash in front of her mom. I feel like this is also kind of ironic because Abby tries to not use bad language in front of her mom, but also because I think it kind of shows the audience that Abby maybe isn't telling her mom the truth about what goes on at the studio. Like, I don't think that Abby told her mom that Christi was upset about things that she thought were not fair. So all her mom knows now is that Abby called Christi white trash. I don't like when people have to operate with incorrect or missing information. It's not fair. This comes up again, so let's remember this. Also, I kind of wonder, like, this is supposed to be the next day after the competition. Did Abby write this new contract? Did she stay up all night typing it out? Did she call her lawyer and say, like, I need a contract that says that Christi can't be in the den?
The contract Abby gave me has incredible stipulations in it. Things like I'm not to walk into the den, I'm not allowed to walk into the dressing room, that I agree that I'm in the wrong.
There's a lot to unpack there. So Christi's bad behavior to warrant this type of punishment, let's see it again.
We don't want to ruin the weighted victory.
Do you want to talk about all the things that need to be talked about?
Not here,
Because
not now. This is
you
the
won't
weekend.
talk
I'm
about
paying
it,
for my
and
time.
you won't talk about
I
it.
will never talk to you again.
Shut it. Talk about what?
And how many times has my daughter beat your daughter this year? My weight was stacked against everybody this weekend because you did it.
Get out of here now.
Let's go.
This is a pretty intense scene, especially in front of the children. But does it warrant the stipulations of not being allowed in certain areas of the studio? They weren't even in the studio when it happened. Why else would Abby not want Christi in certain areas of the studio? And the clause that Christi agrees that she was in the wrong of yelling in front of children, she wasn't the only one yelling, and she apologized for that. Again, I'm curious as to who wrote this contract. Is it like a new contract, or is it like an amendment to the pre-existing contract that Abby has for everyone at her studio? Christi does say on the podcast that she hates this scene, and she hates her behavior in this scene, and she has apologized. And also she says that she didn't sign this contract because they were filming a TV show and it would make things very difficult if one of the moms wasn't allowed in certain areas of, the set. I'm a little curious here if Christi just on her own decided that this wasn't going to work and not to sign it, which I believe she could have. But she does say on the podcast that the person standing outside with Abby's mom is someone from the team. So I wonder if production also was like, wait, what is this meeting about? And they were like, no, we can't have that, so don't sign it.
It's important that Chloe stay at the studio because she's a title holder. If we leave, she loses her titles.
If this is really true, it's not okay. You shouldn't lose your title because you move. But that wouldn't just be on Abby. However, if this is not true, and is just something that Abby says, or if she means like that she'll call the competition and say something to get the title holder disqualified or something like that, that's very not okay. I don't like people operating with incorrect information, but I don't know how dance competitions work, so I don't know. Then we get this powerful sentence.
Do I sell my soul for a crown?
It's very profound, this question. Now it's time for Pyramid. Abby calls the girls and the moms in.
Girl.
Just kidding.
First, I want to talk about this past weekend. I am very disappointed. Every single one of you could have done better in your solo.
Well, yeah, generally speaking, if they had music and rehearsal time, they probably could have done better.
Moving on, I want to forget about last weekend. What's going to happen this weekend?
Is that all she said, that they could have done better in their solos? Nothing about the mother issues?
It's the ALDC showcase.
Thank you, yes.
That's sweet. It shows the sweet part of the relationship between Abby and her students. Then we see that Paige, Chloe, and Maddie are all holding hands, which shows the sweet part of their relationship as well. Christi says on the podcast that it looks like Chloe was crying. She doesn't remember what was said, but it does kind of look like Chloe was teary-eyed. So maybe that's why they were holding hands. But let's pretend that it's just sweet.
The annual Abby Lee Dance Company Showcase is an event that we do to showcase all of our competition numbers.
That is a very good way to explain what a showcase is.
This is when their families, their friends, all of the people that really don't understand what they do get to come and see the end result.
Because it's local, so their people can go. I almost feel like she's thinking about specific people when saying that, but I understand what she means, and that sounds like fun. All your people get to come and watch all of your dances that you've been working on all year. Abby continues that at the showcase she watches every solo and every group number.
Then I make a decision on what's going to go to the next regionals and on to nationals.
Wait, so you're telling me that all these regional and national competitions all over the country, all year long, they get phone calls? Hey, this kid moved, so we have to adjust last year's winners list. Hey, this other kid moved, so we have to adjust last year's winners list. That's what happens? Is it? Abby continues Pyramid and says that we're doing the new number Sugar Daddies at the showcase. Then Abby does a quick explanation to each girl about their pyramid placement.
Maddie, you won the overall high score at the competition. Boom.
Okay, well that's great. Great job, Maddie. So she's at the top of the pyramid.
Nia, forgot the solo, kept dancing, made it up, went on, finished with the music.
Well, that's good. Nia forgot, but she kept going. And Abby praised her. Well, kind of. I guess that was praise, without the actual praise part. But it made Nia and Holly smile, so okay.
Nia was assigned a little bit higher in the pyramid. I think Nia was very excited about that.
Wait, we skipped Brooke. I guess it was whatever made her make that facial expression earlier. Wait, and also Abby didn't actually say anything about Maddie's solos, only that Maddie won, which is great. But let's remember that nothing was actually said to Maddie about Maddie's performance in Maddie's solos.
Chloe did a great job.
Can we just take a second and appreciate that sentence? Actually, let's watch it again.
Chloe did a great job.
That's nice to hear.
There were some other situations.
Oh, here it is. She does talk about it. Christi and Kelly both mentioned Chloe's head turn here, but I think it was like Chloe was thinking, I thought you fixed that at the donut shop. But I don't know. I don't really think anything should be said about the mother issues at Pyramid. Pyramid is about assignments, the placements on the pyramid. Mother issues should be handled at a different time and place, like in the den or at the front desk. Not at Pyramid, because the girls are not responsible for their mother's actions.
You're here.
Yeah, was she supposed to not be here? It's Pyramid.
I want to see that attitude improve on stage.
Is attitude a dance term, or does she mean that Chloe has like a bad attitude on stage? Because actually, no. How would she have a bad attitude on stage? Unless it was part of the performance. She doesn't really have a bad attitude ever. So I'm not sure I understand.
Yes?
No.
You never know who's watching you.
Oh, she does mean that Chloe has a bad attitude on stage. But she knows everyone's watching her on stage. Well, let's keep an eye out for Chloe's bad attitude on stage. Perhaps we'll find it.
I honestly wasn't surprised by the pyramid this week. I knew Abby was going to punish Chloe because of my behavior.
Yeah, no. The student should not be punished for the parent's behavior. In what situation could that be the right thing to do? Then Abby moves on to the showcase. So we didn't hear anything said to Brooke, Paige, Vivi, or Kenzie. Christi and Kelly say on the podcast that they're glad that Paige and her solo weren't mentioned, or that if it was, that the footage wasn't aired, which I agree. I am glad that we didn't see Abby reprimand Paige for forgetting her solo, with no music and no rehearsal time, because that would not be fair. It wasn't fair that Paige was purposefully not properly prepared. Abby continues and says that she has a few surprises during the showcase and she doesn't want to pressure them, but in the audience at the showcase is going to be an agent coming to seek new talent and looking for new clients to sign. The girls are all very excited. They cheer and clap. Then we get a clip from Kelly.
When Abby said that there was a Broadway talent agent coming to the showcase, my heart just stopped. I mean, this is huge.
I think this is interesting. Looking at the footage of Kelly in the studio when Abby said this, Kelly doesn't look very excited, like her heart just stopped. We do actually see her say those words in her interview clip, and on the podcast she seems to imply that she didn't really feel that way. So I think this might be an example of a line that was given or suggested to her to say. It's a good TV line, and Kelly was okay with saying it, but I think it's a good example of things they felt not really matching things they say in their interview segments. So let's remember this.
Moms, you are going to be performing in the show as well.
The girls are all very excited to hear that their moms will be performing. The moms are mostly less excited.
Oh, Kathy, you're going to be the choreographer.
You guys are in for trouble.
So now we have the setup. The moms are gonna perform and Kathy's gonna choreograph.
Nationals are getting closer and closer. With every competition, you get better and you get stronger.
And that's probably true. Abby continues and says that this showcase is a nice chance to entertain rather than compete, but it is all leading up to nationals. Because we want to do what? And the girls all say win.
I think Abby lays in bed at night and thinks up this stuff.
Do we think this was Abby's idea? To let Kathy choreograph a mom's dance for Abby's annual showcase event? Maybe.
We're going to be on stage like the hippos in Fantasia.
Now this line is even more interesting, with Kelly suggesting that maybe her line was given to her. Not that I don't think that Christi came up with the hippos in Fantasia on her own. She probably did. But it's interesting that it's a Disney reference. and Lifetime is associated with Disney, which I just learned from Jordan Sparks. Usually you're not allowed to mention Disney. Abby dismisses the moms and tells the girls to get ready for the Sugar Daddy's rehearsal. And then we get this line, which you could miss because the visual is changing.
All right, let's go. Okay, you're like mosquitoes. Get away.
Which on its own, that's a little sad for a teacher to say that to students. They weren't even doing anything. They were just standing up like she told them to. It looks like maybe Paige was trying to ask her something. But let's compare this to what happens later with Nia, Kalani, and JoJo.
Well, I've done it for 14 years, and that's why my child is the dancer she is.
Oh, give her a hug. She's hurting right now.
Abby, you have all this support in this room.
Don't go away from me.
Oh, JoJo. It's okay.
Abby rejected JoJo, Kalani, and Nia away.
Is this the same as the mosquitoes? Is either okay? Later in this episode, we'll see Melissa telling Kenzie to get away from her. And Christi on the podcast mentioned that sometimes as a parent you do feel that way. As a human, sometimes you feel that way. You just need space. But you can ask for space without hurting others. I think both of these clips we see that the girls do want to like Abby. They want Abby to like them. They want to have a relationship with her. And she tells them to get away. It is rejection, and it's sad. Moving on, we see some of the rehearsal for Sugar Daddies.
Do something with your face, come on.
Well, they're learning the routine. Perhaps they learn the routine and then they learn the face. Like, did she demonstrate what face she wants? Do something with your face. Okay.
Sugar Daddies is a pop jazz routine, and they use props. They're rectangular in shape, and they're big. It's just kind of a nightmare.
Big rectangular nightmare props. Sounds fun. I hope no one gets injured. Wait for it.
Girls, can I see some emotional execution?
Then we go upstairs to the moms.
After the pyramid, we're sitting upstairs in the viewing room, and it's very awkward and uncomfortable.
We see another flashback clip of the horrible fight and Christi's horrible behavior of saying, "Let's go in the hallway." That's all they really show there. I guess because it's the part where Melissa is gathering her stuff to leave.
Christi, I think that she's a beast.
I'm not trying to diminish the fight or what Christi said, but I'm not sure that it makes her a beast or needs to be rehashed a million times or elevated to this level of harping. But I guess it's good TV drama.
She is extremely jealous of Maddie, and Melissa was definitely a victim at that point.
I think this might be another example of lines given to them. It kind of sounds like Kathy's responding to something like, "Do you feel Melissa was a victim in the fight?" And Kathy just kind of agrees and says it. I like how she added, "at that point." I think that part is telling. Like, that's the part that Kathy actually agrees with. So she made sure to say that, like taking her autonomy back a little bit. I guess I agree that in that moment of the fight with what Christi had said, that Melissa was the victim. I think Christi would agree too at that point. In the situation as a whole, the girls were the victims. But, okay. And also, I know this is a running theme of the show also, that everyone's jealous of Maddie. Christi was upset about the unfairness that Maddie didn't have to learn a new routine when everyone else did, with no music and no rehearsal time.
I have had some time to reflect, and I just wanted to apologize to you three, and Holly as well.
But Holly was there. Why a separate apology? Oh, I bet Christi and Holly had already talked about it. So like Christi had already apologized to Holly. They already talked it out.
It just wasn't my finest moment as an adult, as a person, or as a parent. You know, I hope that we all can move past this. I hope you won't hold it against me. I made a mistake.
I feel like Christi really means that. She's really apologizing. It's unfortunate that the reasons why Christi was upset are kind of being hidden under the rug of her yelling. They still never talked about the unfairness. Nothing got resolved.
As far as the fight goes with Abby and Christi, I'm neutral. I see things Christi agrees with, and same with Abby.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about this fight also. I'm neutral.
Well, I just want to apologize to everybody for that, because...
Me too. It was just awful. I don't even want to talk about it. I just wanted to put it behind us.
So there are many opinions on Melissa never wanting to discuss things that have happened and changing the subject and whatnot. Here, Christi is the one trying to apologize, and instead of accepting her apology, Melissa herself apologizes. What is Melissa apologizing for? For saying that she would never talk to Christi again? For yelling, "Shut up"? Is it just a way to patch things up and move on? Or is she actually apologizing for what Christi was actually upset about? Is she acknowledging Christi's feelings or changing the subject?
The thing with Melissa is she doesn't like confrontation. So when you finally confront her, you know, oh no, everything's fine, let's move on, everything's great.
To me, this behavior of Melissa looks like a defense or a coping mechanism. It looks like Melissa is used to having fights and then things being better the next day. That every day is a new day, and she tries to start every day in a positive manner, even if something bad happened yesterday.
So we'll put on that nice front, and, you know, underneath, I think all those emotions are still there.
Yes, that is one problem with not discussing previous occurrences. All of those emotions are still there because nothing is ever resolved.
We have a long history, and I absolutely think Abby and Melissa owe me an apology. I'm the one who's apologizing, but you know what? They were just as wrong as I was.
I don't know if that interview segment was filmed before the talk in the viewing area because Melissa did apologize. I think the apology is really owed to the girls, but I'm not sure they would fully understand. The whole thing was just kind of a hot mess, so maybe we should just move on.
I think we just need to move on and forget about it.
Well, no, though. I don't think we should forget about it and move on. I think we should remember it and move on.
I think we should go down and see how much longer they're gonna be.
Okay.
We're moving on. We can move on.
Back leg is not high enough.
Alright, well, at least that was constructive, I guess. We see some more classes and some trophies. It's 4 days till the showcase, and we're at rehearsal for the mom's dance.
I was really happy that Abby chose me to choreograph a mom's dance.
Yes, Abby chose this.
My vision is that I give them very simple choreography that is going to make them look good because I'm sure that all of them have 2 left feet.
Aside from the little jab about the 2 left feet, that sounds good. Kathy is going to take what she has and try to choreograph something that will make everyone look good. She's not going to try to make them do side aerials. She's thinking about the abilities of her students when choreographing and trying to make it the best that she can for everyone.
Hello. Hi. Hello. Are you guys ready?
I don't know if we'll ever be ready.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun.
I was one of Abby's students years ago, so it's weird for me to be in the studio as a dancer again and not as a dance mom.
I agree that would be a little weird. On the podcast, Christi and Kelly mentioned, though, that Kelly didn't actually dance in this building, so it's not like she's in the same room she used to dance in. But I agree it would still be a little weird for Kelly. And this might also be a suggested line. We see some of the moms rehearsing. The girls are in the viewing room. We hear Paige, I think, say, "This is so embarrassing." Then Holly arrives.
7, 8. Hi, Holly. Hi. You look like you're ready to dance.
Well, that's good.
We're still missing Christi, obviously.
Oh, well, maybe she's running late for the mom's dance rehearsal that she just learned about yesterday.
We had a rehearsal call time that I had scheduled. Christi, however, was not there, and seems like at every turn, there's a dramatic issue with her.
Well, you know what, Kathy? Sometimes things happen.
Step, ball, change. Gosh, I'm so glad that you decided to finally grace us with your presence.
So in dog training, when you call your dog and they don't come when called, when they finally do come over, because eventually they will, you're not supposed to yell at them for not responding immediately. You're supposed to praise them because they did follow the command eventually. If you yell at them, they probably won't come immediately next time either. So yelling at someone who's late for being late, is that going to make them do good? Or try harder to be on time? Or is it going to build resentment?
Christi came in very late. We had very little time to prepare for this, and I expect you to be on time to get the job done.
I get why Kathy is frustrated. She probably would have liked more than 4 days to prepare. But that's not Christi's fault. You can see the change in Christi. When she first walked in, she was a little sheepish, but her vibe was positive. And as Kathy continues glaring at her, you can feel Christi's mood lower. So is she going to try really hard now? Probably not.
All right, so you watch what we're doing, Christi, and try to take notes.
That's not a positive attitude. A teacher should at least try to be more like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Did something happen? But they're all adults, so I guess it's different.
I'm not interested in dancing. My ship has sailed. I don't want to be on stage. And not only do I have to perform this dance that I really don't want to do, but then I have to let Kathy be in charge of me.
I get why it would be cute for the moms to dance at the annual studio showcase, but I would not want to either. So I get why Christi doesn't want to do it. And Kathy is here to be a mom, not a teacher. And now, as of yesterday, she's a choreographer for the moms, who are not dancers.
I mean, I have to do it, or Abby's gonna punish Chloe, whether it be for me and my actions or just in general. And I didn't feel like putting a bullseye on Chloe this week, and that's exactly what she would have done.
So Christi feels like she has to do this mom's dance, which is not part of her contract, where Abby will punish Chloe. That is not okay. Chloe has nothing to do with the mom's dance. Would Abby have taken it out on Chloe if Christi refused to participate in the mom's dance, even if it wasn't her idea?
You're gonna do it one at a time.
Kathy, this is not funny to me. Like, this is humiliating.
We like to be a group.
I know, but it's very important that we can show that we can go out and do something on our own.
Shoulders, that could be 16 pounds too. I could go on like.
What if, when Christi arrived late, if Kathy had responded more the way she responded to Holly, and not all glaring and snide comments? Would Christi have tried a little harder? We see a little bit of the moms practicing their individual parts, and we get this iconic clip from Paige.
Oh my god, my mom said she used to be a good dancer. Things have changed.
I thought Kelly was doing great right there, but that's cute, from Paige.
I never really took dance as a kid. Maddie makes it look so easy. I just thought it would be a breeze.
Maddie does make it look easy. Then we see Holly do her solo part, and we see the girls kind of looking at Nia, and Nia's trying to like not smile, but she knew her mom would do great.
Let's do it together. Holly had some African dance in college, and she had a real easy rhythm about her, like she was like a lioness. So I was very excited to utilize Holly and what she could do.
So Christi's a beast, and Holly is a lioness. Rawr. I think the most important part of that from Kathy is that Holly had some African dance in college. So Holly has been explicitly taught some African dances. Let's remember this for a little bit later when Abby starts talking about ethnic dances and Nia. Holly actually has some training in what Abby might call ethnic dances. Also, now we know that Kathy was very excited to utilize Holly in the mom's dance.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to do this.
Oh, if you would just stop worrying about it, you might have fun.
I don't want to have fun. I like being backstage.
I get that having a poor attitude makes things less fun, and it looks like it's making it less fun for the other moms too. But Christi has a right to say that she doesn't want to do this. And going with what Kathy said earlier about trying to choreograph to make everyone look good, perhaps Christi should just be in the background or something. Like, why make her do this if she doesn't want to and it's not part of her contract?
Nobody wants to see a fat-ass old mother on stage dancing.
Then you know what? This dance is here to try and lift your spirits and give you a little bit more confidence, because clearly you're lacking in it.
Again, is that how a teacher should be talking to a student? Is that how Kathy talks to her studio students? Is that how she talks to Vivi when Vivi doesn't want to do something? It appears as though it's just making Christi more upset about it. But yay, mom's dance! So now it's 3 days till the showcase. Abby calls everyone into the studio because she has a big announcement to make. We have a casting associate.
Coming right here to my studio to look at all of you.
To look at who? All of them? That's nice. Abby continues that they are casting a new production of Annie and whatnot, and the girls are very excited. Everyone claps.
I think Maddie is definitely prepared more than the other younger girls because she's been to several Broadway auditions and she does take voice lessons every week.
Well, that's good, I guess. Has Kenzie been to several Broadway auditions? Does Kenzie take voice lessons every week? Abby continues that Caesar is the representative and he wants them to have a picture and resume, and apparently
Kathy and Holly have somewhere better to be, so please make sure they know what's going on. I don't want their kids to be left out because they're not here.
Oh, is Kathy late? Holly's probably at work, but Kathy? That's another reason why you probably shouldn't be so hard on people who are late, because one day you will probably be late, and then what? Does Christi get to glare at Kathy for being late? Abby dismisses the moms after the big announcement and they go back to the sugar daddy's number.
I do want to be on Broadway someday because lots of people will come just to see that one person, and that might be me.
I think lots of people watch this show just to see Chloe, so she did achieve that. She is that one person for a lot of people. We hear Christi say that this is the first time that Chloe is one-on-one with a Broadway casting agent, and she's dying.
It finally gives her a chance where she can shine and she's not being upstaged by Maddie.
Then we see a photo shoot. We hear Kathy say that a casting director is going to be coming to the showcase, and everybody was supposed to have their resume and a headshot prepared to give to him.
The most important things to bring to an audition would be your resume, your headshot, and of course your talent.
So we see some of the photo shoot. They are taking like dance shots, like motion shots, not headshots. A headshot is like a portrait, like a profile picture, not a dance moves shot. On the podcast, Christi mentions that this actual photo shoot was actually for a program and not for their headshots to give to Caesar. I don't know if that matters, but it is interesting. This is Abby during the photo shoot.
Point those feet around the bay, stick your butt out. Both arms are delete.
I think these photos looked great. They all did a great job. They would be great photos for the cover of a dance program. But they're not headshots.
The girls have one shot with this talent agent, and the photos need to be perfect. Do it again.
Then we go back to the rehearsal for Sugar Daddies with the giant props.
Supporting foot turned out. Supporting foot turned out. Back leg is not high enough. 10 times. 10 times I've told her.
It seems to be Nia, but I'm not entirely sure who Abby told 10 times that their back leg was not high enough. Maybe Abby should demonstrate what it should look like. So rehearsal is going okay.
There's lots of things that can go wrong with the number when you use props.
Well, yes, that's true. You really have to be careful when using props, especially large rectangular props. Or at least understand that it might take longer to practice having your back leg high enough while you're holding a new giant prop.
These Sugar Daddy lollipops can break You can injure yourself with them. You can injure somebody else next to you with them.
Well, that sounds safe. I guess props do add performance value. I wonder if this interview with Abby was before or after this rehearsal.
Too far stage right. No one's gonna see you.
Well, that's a good correction. It's important to know where you are on stage, so that's good.
They're really heavy?
Yeah, it hurts their breath.
I think this exchange here is really interesting. We hear the girls clearly stating that the props are heavy, and Gianna corroborates, and I think really was trying to help the girls by saying, yeah, it hurts their wrists, which is important information. If the prop is hurting, maybe we should do something about that. So what does Abby say?
If any of you ever work professionally, a comment like that is gonna get you fired.
I thought we were supposed to go to Abby about injuries and pains. And here the girls are clearly stating their concerns before an injury. And Abby says, you're gonna get fired. So why would they go to Abby about injuries and pains?
Deal with it.
Oh, okay, yeah, just deal with it, Abby says.
Let's go, from the top.
So nothing is resolved about the props, not even an acknowledgement that it hurts them. Just do it again.
The Sugar Daddy props were bigger than I was, so they're really hard to dance with.
Yeah, we see Abby correcting Paige while she's dancing that her left leg needs to be higher. The rehearsal continues, and then, who would have guessed it? We have an injury. The camera didn't catch it because it was over to the side, but try to watch Brooke here. Yeah, so now Brooke is injured because of the giant heavy props that are bigger than Paige, and it looks like Abby saw it happen. So what will she say?
What happened? All by itself.
Abby saw this happen. She knows that the stick didn't do it all by itself. I get that this question is supposed to be funny and lighten the mood and whatnot, but if you clearly saw what happened, and they had just been telling you that these props hurt them, and then everyone saw an injury happen, can we maybe just address the injury? Can we maybe take a break, get some water, check the face, maybe an ice pack? No?
She was right behind me and
Your back hit her stick.
yeah, and then it hit her in the mouth.
Let me see. Is it bleeding?
Again, with like a dismissive question. I guess again it's supposed to lighten the mood. But Brooke is clearly hurt. She's upset. She should be given a break.
Are you alright? It just feels weird, huh? Because it's swollen?
It burns. It hurts.
So again, we see Brooke clearly stating how she's in pain. Something foreign hits like your mouth or your nose, somewhere with a membrane, and it like burns. No, it doesn't bleed, but it burns. It's a physical response to the membrane being touched. It's uncontrollable. It brings tears to the eyes. I would want to suggest to put some cold water on it, because that would stop the burning sensation.
Okay, well, stop crying and run your dance, okay?
The show must go on. Come on, remember, you're the role model here.
Well, this isn't a show, it's a rehearsal. They can't take a 5-minute water break. And again, we hear Abby telling Brooke to be a role model. Brooke is modeling how to keep going even through injuries and pain. I guess if that's what we're trying to teach, then Brooke is being a role model. I'm not sure that's what we should be teaching, but the show must go on, I guess. It is nice that Chloe tried to give Brooke a little hug.
When we're dancing, you get hurt all the time, but you just have to keep dancing.
You can hear in Brooke's tone there that she's still upset about it. I get that you should try to keep dancing on stage if you get hurt during a performance, but during rehearsal, I think it should be okay to take a break. I'm sure that Paige feels bad too, that it was her back that hit Brooke's stick. So let's just take a reset. There would probably be less time actually lost if they took a 5-minute break and then came back ready to go. Then we get a fun line from Brooke to lighten the mood of the show.
If I were a cheerleader, I would never get hit in the face with a pom-pom.
I think maybe this is another example of being given a line to say, because that's just not true. Cheerleaders also get hurt all the time. And pom-poms have like a stick thing. It's not just the poms part. So you can get hit in the face with a pom-pom. And I feel like Brooke knows that. So maybe someone did suggest that line for her to say, because it does lighten the mood. It's a nice bookend to the scene. We see a little bit more of Brooke rehearsing, and she does appear to still be hurting, but she's doing what she's supposed to do, injury or not. Now we get a fun scene with Christi and Kelly handing out flyers for the showcase. I assume that all the people that we see signed waivers to be on TV, so let's go.
Hello. Here, take a flyer for our dance recital this weekend.
Abby put Christi and I in charge of the PR for the showcase. So we're walking the streets, handing out flyers. Bring all your friends.
Okay, sometimes it's me. You wouldn't say Abby put I in charge of PR. You would say Abby put me in charge of PR. So it would be okay to say Abby put Christi and me in charge of PR. I guess it really should be Christi and myself, but no one says myself. But Abby likes to yell at Kelly for saying me, so now Kelly thinks it's always I. But sometimes it's me. But also, is this normal to walk the streets handing out flyers for a dance recital? Shouldn't they be at the studio making sure headpieces are sewed in or something?
I don't know why Abby would put Christi and I as the PR people for the showcase. It has to be some kind of punishment.
Me. Well, we'll see in a minute what happens at the studio while they're out walking the streets handing out flyers. Some kind of punishment.
Abby made us come here today. She thinks that she can control everyone.
It sounds like she's answering a question like, oh, why are you out here today? Well, Abby made us.
I don't want to dance. I don't want to wear costumes. I don't want to do it.
I think that's fair. This is not part of her contract. She shouldn't have to do these things if she doesn't want to. We do get some fun lines, though.
Hello? Oh, you guys don't know what you're walking into. Can we...
No, thank you.
No? Flyers?
You want one? I know you do. Just take it.
Oh, I've never been rejected by 3-minute once.
It's a little funny, but also a little awkward.
My God, it's a dance recital. There's rhinestones and sequins. We're in Shady Side. Like, come on, where's all the gay men?
Again, a little funny and a little awkward. I guess it was a different time then. I don't recommend this PR strategy now.
Hello?
Can we give you guys a flyer for our daughter's dance recital this weekend?
Do you dance?
I get down in the club.
Yeah! Hey, me too.
Okay, it's a little funny.
Hey, Kel, let's go grab a refreshment.
That line sounds like something she said later or at a different time. It sounds different and we don't see her say it. So perhaps this was a suggested line also, what they call pickups, because it kind of explains the next scene.
I would love to know how we got this job because
we're being punished.
Melissa's the friendly one.
I kind of agree because Melissa is an actual employee of the studio. So if anyone should be out doing PR for the studio, it should be an employee of the studio. But I guess Melissa's busy at the front desk. So Christi and Kelly enjoy their refreshments and then they go back to their PR job. And we have a fun scene with a group of people in the streets.
Hello? Hello? Come here. Let's go. Hello? You guys look like the perfect kind of people we're looking for. Would you love to come to a dance recital this weekend?
I'm actually a dancer too, so...
You are? Have you auditioned for anything lately?
Yeah, I just taught Naked Boys singing.
Sorry.
It's really funny, ladies.
Iconic scene. Now they're out of flyers, which must mean it's lunchtime. So we, the audience, go back to the studio, and this is what is happening while Christi and Kelly are out walking the streets with flyers. And also, according to Christi, It's Chloe's 10th birthday, and Christi is not there because Abby told her not to be there.
One line on the front line, one line on the back line.
Hey girls, how we doing? Chloe, what's with the hair?
Neil, I told her 4 times.
You told her 4 times to get it up? Push-ups, go, 25. Can't listen to your teacher?
I don't know about you, but if I told someone to put their hair up 4 times and they didn't, I would ask if they have a hair tie. Or like, why are you not putting your hair up? After the 2nd or 3rd time, you'd think like, I wonder there's a reason maybe that the student is not following this direction. No? Abby doesn't question it either. No, why not? No, do you have a hair tie? Just punishment. Well, that'll fix the problem. Push-ups will get the hair up. I see a lot of comments saying that Paige's hair is also down. It is a little shorter than Chloe's, but it is also down, and she's not doing push-ups. Is there like a certain length that's acceptable to be down?
Every dance studio has rules. Chloe broke the rules. Rules are for safety. Safety for the dancer, safety for those around her.
What about prop safety? No? Just Chloe's hair? It almost sounds to me like Abby enjoyed saying the sentence, Chloe broke the rules.
Every dancer knows you come with your hair up to class.
I don't know much about anything, but to me it's pretty clear that Chloe does not have a hair tie. Or she thinks she can't leave to go get one. Or she's too scared to ask for one. It doesn't look like she's doing it on purpose, to like be rebellious or something. She's not trying to break the rules. She doesn't have a hair tie, and her mom's not there, and it's her birthday.
You're not gonna start tanning again with your hair still down. For real?
Now you could see there that Chloe has really nice, thick, long hair. You can't just put that up with any old band you found on the floor backstage. And to me, similar to what we talked about with Kenzie in the last video, and her what I called a fear pose when she forgot her dance, Chloe's body language here looks very similar to me, like she's really truly scared to ask for help, to leave the room, to speak up for herself. I think it's really very interesting that this situation is literally happening while Christi's out following Abby's directions of handing out flyers.
Leave the room, get the hair up, and don't come back until it's up.
Have you tried telling Chloe that? That might help. So Chloe goes to the den and she's crying and she's looking through this huge bag, like knowing that there's no hair tie in there. She probably already looked. She doesn't have a hair tie and she's too scared to ask what to do about that. Brooke walks in and hugs Chloe and gives her a hair tie. And then Abby walks in with a hair tie.
Chloe, here, I told her. Why didn't you open your mouth and ask?
Oh, I wonder why Chloe didn't open her mouth and ask Abby for a hair tie. It is interesting that Chloe didn't feel comfortable asking Gianna for one either. Imagine a more typical type classroom and a student forgets their pencil. Is this how the teachers respond? Is this how the teachers should respond?
Ridiculous.
Yes, it is ridiculous, but it's not Chloe. They took more of a break over Chloe's hair than they did when Brooke got injured.
Could have asked for a rubber band at the front desk, right?
Well, clearly not. Maybe there was no one at the front desk. Maybe they didn't have one either. These are things a teacher should ask about before doling out punishments.
Why she was crying, I don't know. Kids should cry when their arm is broken and it's hanging off or somebody died. That's it.
See, the problem with having this type of attitude in life is that inevitably one day you might be crying, not because your arm is hanging off or somebody died, and then you look like a hypocrite. Christi also implied on the podcast that Abby knew that it was Chloe's birthday because there was a cake, and Abby probably ate some cake, right? So maybe Chloe's crying because it's her birthday and she's being punished for forgetting a hair tie when her mom is not there because she's out doing Abby's PR for her. And unfortunately, Chloe will remember this birthday for the rest of her life because her hair was down.
We're working on turns. It's taking you 20 minutes to get your hair up.
Well, what could we have done 20 minutes ago? While Chloe finishes putting her hair up, we hear Abby saying that the Broadway talent scout will be here tomorrow, so...
I don't have time to be nice and sweet.
Would handling that in a nice way have taken more time or less time? If time is the issue. Chloe goes back into rehearsal. We hear Abby say that they are turning these girls into athletes, not pageant queens. And Chloe starts turning, and it looks like the hair tie that Abby gave her is not holding. The one that Brooke gave her is trying, but it's just gonna fall down again. It's the wrong kind of tie for Chloe's type of hair. Oh well, glad we made a big deal about it for safety. Alright, it's the next day. It's one day until the showcase, and we have some more rehearsal for the mom's dance.
Me doing a 2-minute dance on stage wasn't worth taking the heat. I stayed in because I really thought about it, and I need to pick my battles with Abby Miller.
I wonder if Christi filmed that after Chloe had told her what happened yesterday with her hair. Because, yeah, I agree that's already too much heat on Chloe this week.
Hello. Let's go ahead and start to recap what we did. I know that you guys probably remember the combination.
Well, that's a nice way to start.
Where is Holly?
Where is Holly?
Uh-oh.
As we're starting to go over our choreography, I'm thinking there's somebody missing, and lo and behold, Holly is not here.
I'm not sure I believe that Kathy didn't know that Holly wasn't going to be there, but let's call her anyway. I'm sure she's not busy.
Hello? Hi, Holly. This is Kathy. You know, I'm here for rehearsal because we are dancing tomorrow night.
I'm not to be able tomorrow.
Oh no.
I will not be at the showcase this weekend. Kathy may not be happy about it, but I'm graduating and she's not the one who's just earned her doctorate.
That's slight shade. Just a little. So Holly didn't mention that she was graduating this weekend? You usually know those things like months in advance, right? She probably did mention it. They probably all knew that she wasn't going to be there. But I guess it's drama for the show.
Listen, Holly, we really need to keep you in this number, okay? Because you are, like, the best at the walk.
I'm just not gonna be able to make it.
I mean, you can keep her in the number, but she's not going to be there. But I like how Kathy tried using a compliment, but it didn't work. But hooray for Holly for earning her doctorate.
Holly is not dedicated to dance, and I think that it's very reflective on the way that Nia dances.
Holly is not dedicated to dance because she's not a dancer. This is not part of her contract. And that has nothing to do with Nia or how dedicated Nia is. We're not talking about Nia. But also we don't know when that was filmed. But also, like, what could they have asked Kathy that she would respond in that way?
How are we supposed to go on if she's not here?
Oh, well, Kathy, you just move on. We can move on.
Do you guys realize we're dancing tomorrow night?
Melissa's face there was like, don't you start yelling at me because Holly's not here. Yes, I think they know that they're dancing tomorrow night. That's why they're there right now in rehearsal. Perhaps we could have skipped the outing to pass out flyers, but Abby needed PR. So this next scene is everyone getting ready for Caesar's arrival.
A major Broadway casting agent is coming all the way from New York City to my studio. This is unheard of.
Well, that's exciting.
You won't leave me alone. I'm trying to clean my desk. I'm trying to look at the floor.
Okay, here's my question about this frantic cleaning segment. We didn't do this for the TV show that started 5 weeks ago. We didn't clean for them. We only cleaned for Caesar. Not to be on TV. Or did it get this messy in 5 weeks?
I have a beautiful facility. I take pride in this building. And when people walk in, I want it to be spotless. I want it to be perfect.
But not for the documentary TV show with the cameras, just for Caesar.
Abby freaked out when she came into the studio. It was a complete mess.
All I asked for was 5 minutes to leave me alone.
It does look like Abby's talking to a crew member there. It looks like a guy who's not dressed appropriately for dance. So she asked the show people to give her 5 minutes to clean. Well, I mean, people like cleaning content, so yeah, they're probably not going to do that. They want to see it. But this is also interesting because it relates back to that same episode from season 5. So on the podcast, Christi and Kelly talk about how Abby was so busy cleaning and production wouldn't leave her alone. So she put pants on her head, like over her head, thinking that they wouldn't film her. And then in the season 5 episode, after the get away from me scene, Abby leaves the room and comes back with her shirt off and only her bra showing, thinking that they wouldn't film her. Well, here in season 1, it worked because we didn't see the pants on her head. But by season 5, that strategy didn't work anymore, and they did film her with only her bra and no shirt. So it's very interesting the similarities between this episode and that episode. They continue cleaning. It looks like even the students are moving boxes and such. It doesn't look like 5 weeks worth of mess.
This talent scout will be judging my girls on their dancing, singing, and acting.
My girls. Well, he's a talent scout and it's a dance studio, so that's okay.
So this is a really big deal, and he takes ordinary children and makes them into Broadway stars.
Wait, I thought that's what Abby did. No? Just Caesar?
Impress him so that he wants to come back for people years from now.
This reminds me of when the school teacher is getting like their observation thing and they're like, okay, can we just be good for this 1 hour? Yeah. It's like the one time that the teacher acknowledges that the students are in control a little bit. It's like the one time that the power balance is more balanced.
This could be somebody's big break.
Oh, I think they'll be okay in that regard. I mean, yeah, it could be somebody's big break.
Hi. How are ya? I'm so excited that the casting agent from New York is here to see Maddie. I think that she's going to blow him away.
Wait, what? To see Maddie? I get that, like, when casting people or, like, recruiters or something, maybe they have that one person or a few people on their list to make sure that they see, and then they just kind of look around at everyone else and take notes. But Abby made it sound like he's here to see the whole studio. I guess only Caesar knows what he was actually told by his bosses, but it's interesting that in some clips, he's there for everyone, and in other clips, it's just for Maddie. So Melissa walks Caesar into the studio and introduces him. He talks about his company and that they cast people for things and that they're always looking for young talent, which sounds like he thinks he's there to see everyone.
Caesar is interesting looking. He had a big mohawk that went straight up and everyone thought it was really cool.
Caesar does seem cool. He seems like a nice person in an industry where that might not be the norm, so that's good. Caesar continues and tells the girls basically that they just cast some kids in a Disney film, again, Disney, and the girls are very excited to hear that.
You know, you never know when we're gonna find that next star.
Indeed, that's true.
I think it's a big deal because I would really like to be on a Broadway show.
Well, it's good that we're having an audition then. So while they're all in the den awaiting their call, Kelly says that the most important thing is to be yourself, which I agree with, and Caesar would probably agree with. So I'm glad that Kelly sort of said that where others could hear. Christi is helping Chloe read her lines.
It's understandable that the children would be nervous. This is a big-time casting agent. I mean, this is huge. For him to come to Pittsburgh and be in my studio, I was a nervous wreck.
Huge.
An 8.5 by 11. Your mom has her doctorate. Measure it. I specifically said don't bring me an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper.
So Abby did know about Holly getting her doctorate. Where and how are the girls supposed to get 10-inch paper? This is not a printing company. Regular printers print 8.5 by 11. Maybe Nia didn't have scissors. Maybe they got moved when Abby was frantically cleaning her desk area. Children in general, by default, are not trying to break the rules on purpose. they're generally doing the best that they can. Nia brought her papers. They're the wrong size papers. But shouldn't Caesar be the one to say something about it if he cared? I don't think Caesar cares what size papers they have, really. He gets it. He works with kids.
Before the casting director came, Abby just exploded. It just added so much stress to everyone. Everybody was nervous about the audition to begin with, and then she just flipped out, so it just made everybody on edge.
Yeah, it sounds very stressful. So they show the girls waiting in the den. Chloe says her leg won't stop shaking. Maddie gets frustrated reading over her lines. Abby walks in and says, "Let's go." And apparently it's Chloe who's going in first.
Abby made Chloe go in first because she's her guinea pig. You know, she wanted her to go in. She wanted her to see everything that went on so she could go out and give the other kids notes.
Yeah, it's hard to be the first one. Chloe starts walking in. Christi is telling her, "You're fine. Don't cry. Stop crying." Chloe walks in and she says hi and stuff to Caesar and gives him her headshot, which is black and white and doesn't look like the pictures they took the other day on camera.
I've never danced in front of a Broadway agent before, and I really want to do good for Miss Sabby and my mom.
I'm sure she'll do great.
I hope Chloe does great in front of the casting director. She has a cute personality, you know, a talented dancer, but sometimes, you know, when the pressure's on, I have seen Chloe either rise to the occasion or kind of crumble under the pressure. So, you know, it's always a toss-up.
That's life, I think. Sometimes you rise, sometimes you crumble.
Good job. Cool, Chloe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that was good.
Nia, let's go.
It's really scary auditioning for the first time. I wish my mom were here.
Oh, well, Nia will do great, but I understand why she's a little scared. It's her first Broadway audition.
Do you sing?
A little bit. I'm back tomorrow. Nah.
She tried. I wonder if Nia took voice lessons at the studio.
I was doing my best, but I just got nervous.
Next we see Paige, which is a little interesting.
Stop. We can stop. Just stop, yeah.
It looks to me like we heard music from the beginning, but then someone in the room like actually turned on Paige's music like halfway through her routine. And then Paige got off her counts and got flustered. And I think Caesar saw the flustered part and just told her to stop. Because he did see her dance a little bit, which maybe that's all he needed to see. Maybe it's because he's only there for Maddie. Maybe it's because he picked up on Paige's nervousness and would rather just talk to her than her dance nervously. But it's interesting that whoever turned on the music didn't do so until Paige had clearly already started. So it's not Paige's fault that her music got messed up. Is this the same dance from last week?
Brooke and Paige are performing in front of Caesar, and I'm a nervous wreck. We have not had a lot of time to prepare. Abby's on a rampage. I just hope that they're performing okay for Caesar.
They're doing great. So next we see Brooke, and she says a funny.
Are you Paige's sister?
Yes.
How is it dancing with your sister?
She gets rather annoying.
She does?
It's a little funny. I like Caesar's response though, like he was just making small talk and he got a funny that he wasn't expecting.
I'm really nervous because he's a real Broadway casting agent.
We don't know if Brooke wants to be on Broadway, but I guess any audition would be good practice. Caesar tells Brooke to take a breath before she starts reading, which is good. He can tell that they're really nervous and he's trying to be supportive.
Try to bring your eyes up more so I can see you. Just because this is what I'm seeing right now.
I feel like Caesar's really trying to help here, but Brooke is not very responsive. She doesn't want to make eye contact, so he doesn't push too hard. Just a little life lesson to bring your eyes up more when you're reading from papers, which is good.
I am very disappointed in my girls at the audition. It should have been a piece of cake for them. But instead, they got in there and acted like they had no idea what they were doing in front of Caesar.
So it was for all the girls. I thought they did good. They tried really hard. Maybe they didn't know what to do. Did we practice?
Listen to what I'm telling you. And this is not Abby Lee Miller's problem. This is your school teacher's problem. You didn't read the sentence. Do you have reading comprehension at school? This is way beyond the realm of dance teacher.
I like how Abby didn't actually read us the sentence that she said the girls didn't read, so we don't know what they had comprehension problems about. It was probably like a stage direction, which is not something that is generally covered in regular school. And also, how is this outside the realm of dance teacher? I thought they did everything at the studio, all the life lessons, except reading comprehension.
Abby got mad at the girls for the reading comprehension, but she always says dance needs to come before school. So I kept saying, our girls don't even go to school. They miss school all the time for dance.
We haven't really talked about this yet, the not going to school thing, but it is interesting that Melissa is freely saying that the girls miss school all the time for dance. And this show has only been going on now for 5 weeks, so they were already missing school for dance. And then they get lectured about reading comprehension. They can't do everything at the same time. Like, they can't. It's not the girls' fault. And then we have this scene, which is a little funny.
Mackenzie, you want to sing? You're going to sing, honey. But, honey, why?
I don't want to sing.
Are you going to sing, Mackenzie? Then go in the car. Get the keys, sit in the car. Well, that's why we're here, to sing. I spend all this money for you to sing every week. Come here. You have to sing or Abby's going to flip out. Oh, my God.
Yeah, so I think they needed more practice for this audition. It is a little funny that Melissa said that Kenzie takes voice lessons every week, and Kenzie was like, nuh-uh. So did she take voice lessons? Did the voice teacher say, like, okay, for the audition this week, you should sing blah? Like, do they know what to sing? Are they just supposed to start singing? At least with the dancing, it seems like they all know what dance they're supposed to do for the audition. But Melissa didn't say to Kenzie, like, do you want to sing this song or this song? Or, like, you have your blah song, so sing that. No, just go sing. That's a little scary. And Kenzie doesn't want to sing right now, and that's okay. She's only 6.
Mackenzie, come here. Where's Vivian? No matter what they ask you, yes. S. Put the S on it. Let me hear it.
Yes.
Yes. Can you sing?
Yes.
Can you dance?
Yes.
Personally, I don't really like this idea of teaching them to say yes to anything at an audition, but I understand what Abby means here, I think. And the little speech lesson about putting the S on the end, who was that for? Does Vivi take voice lessons? Does she have a song prepared? Then Abby walks Kenzie and Vivi into the studio. She specifically says Kenzie's last name and not Vivi's. Caesar asks for their picture and then says,
have fun, okay?
Which I appreciate, especially with the younger students, that he told them to have fun. It is supposed to be fun, and Caesar understands this, that you'll get a better picture of the person if they're having fun with what they're doing. Kenzie and Vivi do their dance. They have music. It's going okay.
I don't know why everybody else was stressing. I thought that Vivi did great.
She did. They all did. They did great.
I have a question. Do either of you sing? Mackenzie, do you want to sing a little bit?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
You can sing anything. If you don't want to sing, you don't have to. You don't want to?
Didn't we just have a little chat in the other room about if you asked you anything, you say yes? I'll tell you what, your mother, her money that she spends on voice lessons?
Yeah, Abby, I appreciate you bringing them in, just if you can step out just because they get nervous. Next time I see you, you're going to sing for me, right? You promise?
So, whether Melissa really pays for voice lessons every week or not is not really on Kenzie. That hand move that Abby did, indicating violence, is not appropriate for 6-year-olds. It's the same as the head on a platter comment to Paige. It's not appropriate. I'm really glad that Caesar saw this, didn't like it, and asked Abby to leave the room. I think also he probably didn't appreciate the comment about that anything he asks these 6-year-olds to do, they should say yes. That puts a lot of power on him, and that's not really what he's there for. He's just there to meet everyone and observe some things, not to make kids do things they don't want to do.
Here, Mackenzie goes into an audition for the biggest casting agent in New York City, and Mackenzie wouldn't sing. I was very frustrated because I paid for her to get voice lessons every week.
I don't know who decided to have Vivi and Kenzie go in together. If that was Caesar's idea, then maybe 6 is too young for what he's looking for. But it could be why Kenzie doesn't want to sing. Are they supposed to just sing without music? Were they supposed to sing a duet? Did they rehearse any of this? We didn't see anyone practicing singing. We haven't seen this much yet, but Kenzie doesn't seem to like improv. She likes to know exactly what she's supposed to do. She doesn't like to be put on the spot. Just do something. So let's remember this for later.
No more. I'm not paying for you to sing anymore. Okay, Kat. Okay, walk away from me, please.
Maddie.
So interestingly, during this clip, we can see Kathy on the floor hugging Vivi. It's a very different response than what Kenzie is getting from Melissa. I don't know what Kathy said to Vivi, but she at least hugged her. I understand that Melissa wanted Kenzie to sing at the audition, but singing in a one-on-one voice lesson is very different. We don't see her voice lessons every week, so I guess they aren't filmed. But it's very different than the big audition in front of everyone. So I feel like Kenzie has a right to refuse to sing. You have the right to refuse to do something in an audition. And if you don't get the job, then you don't get the job. And she's 6, and she did a chin stand and it hurt. So the chin stands do hurt. Maddie goes in and dances. It's great, there's music, she does a great job.
Shake it out. I know you're nervous. Just breathe. So don't be so nervous. You just come in, have fun, be yourself, okay? Thank you so much, Maddie.
Thank you.
It's probably natural to be nervous in an audition, but I feel like Caesar said that a lot. Like he wasn't quite expecting this level of nervousness. Why are they so nervous? Did they not have enough time to prepare? I wonder when Abby knew that Caesar was coming. She announced it on Monday, so they had at least 4 days? Did they not practice it at all? Now the auditions are over and Caesar leaves.
I was not pleased with my girls' audition. They need to step it up and bring their A game right onto that stage when Caesar comes to see the performance.
Do we see why rehearsal time is important? Is there anything we could have done to make the auditions go better? Is there anything we should do now to make sure they go better next time? Or just step it up? We see some clips of the girls mostly all upset. Maddie's upset that she didn't do what she wanted to do. Melissa tells her, "Oh, don't cry, Maddie," and pulls her out of the room saying, "We're not crying." Kathy tells Vivi that she should have smiled, but you were fine. Nia says that there were so many things she could have done better, and that she wishes that her mom could have been there. Kenzie says that her head hurts. Vivi says that her stomach hurts. It's mayhem. It looks like a battle has just taken place. And it wasn't Caesar. Caesar was very nice and calm and friendly. It's really sad. It was just like a quick little first audition. But the girls are like distraught. Although we see Brooke watching all of this and she's kind of looking like, why is everyone crying? So now it's the morning of the showcase. We need some levity after the battle of last night, so we go shopping with Kathy and Melissa for the mom's dance.
Melissa's taking me to a little boutique that has jewelry that we're going to be able to use for our costumes. Do you own this place? I do. Oh my gosh, you need to franchise it to Ohio?
It's a little funny.
I don't think that Melissa is at my level of style, but she's the only one that volunteered to go shopping with me today.
Well, that sounds fun. Christi and Kelly already did a public outing this week, and Holly's graduating, so yeah, I guess it's Melissa's turn.
So this is nice because it's going to camouflage everybody's hips, you know, especially Christi because she's got a big butt. And
she's not here to defend herself.
I like how the owner at first thought Kathy meant like the other person that's with her, and then she realized, no, Kathy's talking about someone who's not even there. And she tried to be like, you're picking on someone who's not here. Yes, I'd love to franchise to Ohio. Then Melissa talks about Kathy in an interview.
I love her handbags, and I so love the way she dresses. She looks so cute every time I see her.
They buy some things and look around some more.
I need to stay in here and look around. I really do, because I adore bright. You know what?
Look at that.
I don't care about the rehearsal right now. I'd rather buy handbags. I'd rather buy handbags.
Yes, Kathy likes to shop. I feel like we've heard that before.
I would say next to the dance studio, that shopping is like my all-time hobby. When I'm shopping with people and they're done, I've got 4 more hours to go in high heels.
Well, that was fun, a little shopping trip for costume jewelry. All right, we made it to the showcase.
It's our annual dance company showcase, and it's every mother's nightmare.
Oh, well, yeah, I could see how it might be stressful doing every number they've learned all year. That's a lot of costumes and quick changes and whatnot.
This dress rehearsal and the showcase, it's insane. I mean, we're running down the hallway, bobby pins are flying, kids are out of breath, people are frustrated and upset. It's madness.
Hooray, let's do this at least once a year. It sounds great.
The showcase week is really more stressful than the competition because everybody is doing every number.
It is a cool idea, though. They get to showcase everything they've learned all year. I wonder if they practice every number all year, or they're just expected to remember it from like 11 months ago.
We do a dress rehearsal all day, and during the dress rehearsal, I call the show. I'm calling the curtains, I'm calling the sound, I'm calling the lights, I'm calling who enters, who exits.
It doesn't look like this is part of Abby's studio, so they like rent out a building for the annual event. So they have to bring all their stuff over and make sure their spacing is right for each number and all their props. It does sound like a lot of work to do.
So I sit up in the booth, I watch the show from the top, and I control everything that's going on, and we have to stop and start and stop and start to make sure it's right. If everybody's doing their job, things go off without a hitch.
I guess if it's not your building, then you really only have the one day to practice, so everything really has to be ready to go. We see a couple of clips of practices and the getting ready. Then we have afternoon meeting.
Come on, girls. I am behind schedule already. You need to be on stage, ready to go. That's what a call time is. Ready to dance, hair and makeup. Not just walking in the door, yes?
Well, it looks like they're all there. They all have their hair and makeup done. They're waiting for their call time. I don't know why we're behind schedule already.
Nia, where is your mother?
She's at work.
Abby, she's been at work all weekend, and she's not dancing today in the mom's dance.
She's not?
No.
I really don't believe that this is new information. I think we all knew all week that Holly wasn't going to be there today. That's why Abby doesn't seem that upset about it. She's not yelling at Nia because she already knew that Holly wasn't going to be there. I don't know why it matters to me, but it does because I know that Holly gave them plenty of notice.
Kathy, I know you're upset.
I'm a little upset because I had to repaginate, and I'm not sure that we are totally comfortable with it. I have a brilliant idea.
Oh, hooray, a solution.
Would you please do the honors
No.
and dance with... Oh, come on. Oh, come on, Abby.
Oh, yeah, that's probably not going to happen, but that's funny.
No, actually, insurance-wise, I can't.
This I do believe, especially if it's not Abby's building. You can't be the director of the show and be in the show because insurance. It makes sense. Well, actually it doesn't, but it's insurance.
There was no way that I could have stepped on stage and then still cued everybody for what they needed to do. Plus, I don't do my own choreography, let alone somebody else's.
That I believe less. She does get on stage at the end, right? But wait, why do we not do our own choreography? And why is Kathy choreographing a mom's dance then? That's why I'm not sure the mom's dance was Abby's idea. Abby reminds them that they have an agent in the audience.
So if you think you were fabulous, then be fabulous again. If you weren't fabulous, let them see what you can do.
So this is an okay pep talk, but it's not very constructive. What does fabulous mean here? Like, did we talk about that off camera or something? Do they know what they should work on? Or what to specifically do to let him see what you can do? So now we hear, I guess, the full clip of Melissa saying that Caesar is here to see Maddie.
I'm so excited that the casting agent from New York is here to see Maddie. I think that she's gonna blow him away, and maybe he'll see me and the mom dance and cast us in something together.
Ah, there it is. Abby finishes the afternoon meeting with safety first and no bare feet. Now we do the second run through, or the dress rehearsal, so now all the costumes should be on. We see a group dance, a duet, Vivi's Bumblebee solo. This is what we see of Abby while we see Vivi's solo. Then we see Melissa and Peyton. We've seen a lot of Peyton this episode. It's almost like she's part of the show. I hope she got paid. They're talking about the sugar daddy's props and that they're a mess.
Abby told us that the girls in the sugar daddy's dance needed to have a lollipop as a prop, and it was an issue from the get-go. She gave us something that was awful to work with. They kept breaking.
It's interesting that Melissa kind of used sign language there, where she mimed breaking. Let's remember that for much later. But yeah, so the props, the ones that hurt their wrists and are bigger than Paige and hit Brooke in the face the other day, they're still a problem and still not done. We see Chloe and Paige do their special twinny handshake, which is sweet. Maddie goes out on stage by herself with a lollipop, but no one else is there, I guess, so she walks off. Then we see Kelly, Melissa, and Kathy still trying to pin fabric over the lollipops. And Kathy is saying that if they had pins, they could pin that in. Abby hates this last minute crap. Why are we again making props last minute?
As far as being the studio owner of Candy Apple's Dance Center, we would never, ever go to dress rehearsal, let alone the performance, and our props would not be done. They are done weeks beforehand.
I fully believe that Kathy would not have these last minute preparation issues. I feel like maybe this little interview clip of Kathy might be when production was like, Candy Apple's Dance Center. Maybe we should check that out. You know, to show the parallels and perpendiculars.
But I am sick and tired of policing them about every little thing. Can't their mothers do anything right? Where is the adult in the situation?
Well, with all the respect that's due, Abby is the adult in this situation. It's her dance company, it's her props. Why are the props the mom's responsibility? Is that part of their contract? Is that how Kathy runs Candy Apple's Dance Center? Are props typically the parents' responsibility? Watch Melissa's facial expressions in these next clips.
You know, guys, everybody thinks I'm the one at the last minute. These have been done. I told your children to take them on Friday night and pitch in and get them done.
Friday night was last night, and they had an audition. Even if that's true that she asked the moms to do it last night, that would still count as last minute. The night before an annual event is last minute. Like, you had a whole year.
All I need these mothers to do is make sure their daughters are on stage with props. Easy, right? No, not with these mothers. It's always something.
Well, Christi and Kelly were doing Abby's PR for a whole day. Holly is graduating with a doctorate, which is like a once-in-a-lifetime event. So maybe someone who actually works at the studio could have done something more. I don't know who made the stick thing part, but it looks like the moms still don't even know what the stick thing is supposed to be covered with. Like, did Abby send each kid home last night with some fabric and, like, the tools to do it? Christi and Kelly say on the podcast that they were never asked to make these props. And we know that there's a prop issue later that production was involved in. So let's remember this last minute prop issue. Now it's the evening of the showcase.
Today is it. Everybody's worked really hard. This is the showcase.
Hooray, we finally made it. We worked so hard.
You know what? I need you to rotate to give me that shiny side out.
Oh, it looks like they're still working on the props. They were supposed to all take home that huge piece of fabric.
The good news is Caesar is here to see the performance, so he is going to get to see them on stage.
Caesar had to stay in a hotel last night so he could come back and see the annual showcase event. How exciting for him, he'll get to see the moms dance.
Doing the annual showcase is stressful enough, but then having a Broadway agent in the audience, it's like my head's gonna explode. I just want my kids to make an impression.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
And now, the Abby Lee Dance Company proudly presents We Love to Dance.
We see lots of performances.
I use the showcase as a viable way to see what we're going to spend money on to take to nationals.
Like props?
When I sit in the light booth, I see the overall picture that I don't normally get to see at a competition. So I really get a great view of who's on, who's off, who needs private lessons, who doesn't, and what numbers really are going to do well at nationals.
I like how the camera is definitely on Vivi as Abby is saying, and who needs private lessons? You know, because the checks will clear.
The moms are next. The moms are next.
Hooray, let's see the moms dance.
Can we talk through the dance? Yes, let's talk through the dance.
At this point, I am so nervous. I'm a nervous wreck backstage.
By the way, moms are next. All right, we're gonna just talk through.
Do we need to be backstage? Oh, no, wait. No, listen. No, this dance is over.
Oh, crap.
I wonder what Kathy wanted to talk about right before they go on stage. Some last minute changes, perhaps?
We step out on stage and the lights hit us and I'm blinded and I'm in the middle of my worst nightmare. I have dreams about stuff like this. I don't want to do this.
Oh, well, if you just stop worrying, you might have fun. Just kidding. I think having multiple dreams about being out on stage means something. So the moms start dancing.
That lass has class. And if she takes you on her...
It is a song that we'll hear later, for a duet later. It's going well. They're all doing their parts. Then Kathy goes rogue and does her own thing.
The moment that she...
Uh-oh.
I pretty much took center stage and I improvised, but I think that the moms probably should have expected that being a dance teacher, I was gonna put some of my own thing into it to jazz it up. They should have expected that, and if they didn't, then they got caught with their pants down.
Well, but why did it have to be a surprise, though? Kathy was supposed to choreograph the dance, so she could have put whatever she wanted in there. At least they could have known about it beforehand.
She changed the dance. She's doing a solo out there. What is she doing? She's trying to upstage everyone.
Make no mistake about it. That's
She might have.
I'm glad that Abby laughed about this. Imagine if a student had done that. But Kathy is a dance teacher and one of Abby's colleagues, so I guess we can laugh about it. I don't know why she couldn't just tell them. I guess she was trying to in the hallway, but that was very last minute, and Abby hates this last minute crap.
Kathy was in her little, candy apple heaven.
I'm gonna kick go music.
Kathy used us so she could audition for the Broadway Talent Scout. Good luck to you, Kathy. I hope you enjoy playing Auntie Mame on Broadway.
Kelly suggested on the podcast that perhaps maybe this was a suggested line because she doesn't know who Auntie Mame is, and that she would have said Miss Hannigan, as that would have been better. I don't know either of those characters, so I don't know, but it's a little funny.
I'm not a dancer. Guess what? I'm proud of you.
Kathy knew that Caesar was in the audience, and she made us look like idiots out there.
Was Melissa saying that she was proud of Kathy? That's interesting. Everyone else seems mad about it, but Melissa is proud of Kathy for doing it? Okay, so that's the mom's dance. Now it's time for the sugar daddy's performance.
Mom, we have 4 lollipops, we have 5 kids. What are we doing?
No, Maddie, because she's right in the middle.
Are they backstage?
Yes, they're backstage.
I wonder if Melissa had already talked to Abby about Maddie not having a lollipop, or if she decided that by herself, because she answered that really quickly.
I really don't think that anybody's going to have an issue with Maddie not having a lollipop because it looks like she's not supposed to because there's 2 girls on each side and then Maddie's in the middle.
Yeah, did that come from Abby?
Listen, Maddie does not have a pop. Yes, there's only 4, so go.
She's coming.
Does it look like Brooke is being pulled there because they're in a rush, because it's last minute? I know they're in a hurry and whatnot because we're changing props at the last minute, but if I were Brooke, I would be thinking, why are you pulling me? You stopped me, and now I'm being pulled. It almost feels like the rushing part is disguising the fact that Maddie will be the only one without a prop. So then they perform Sugar Daddies. It's a catchy song. Wait, who chose this song? Routine and props. It's very catchy, mildly inappropriate, and involves giant sticks. Is this Abby? It feels very electricity-y. Is it Abby? It feels very TV. Do they compete this song, or is it just for the showcase? Well, anyways, Maddie does not have a prop, but it's a good performance.
Apparently one of the Sugar Daddy lollipops broke or something, so of course the special one in the dance who doesn't have to dance with the giant stick is Maddie because she's the center and she's the special one with no props, so naturally your eyes go to her. That's the way things go.
Christi kind of joked on the podcast that she complained a lot this episode. I don't necessarily see this as complaining as much as I think she's just answering a question here. But I don't like that Chloe is next to her, hearing her say this. I think the parent should be present for the child's interview, but the child should not be present for the parent's interview. I'm glad that they changed this a bit and don't have the girls with their moms in confessionals throughout the show. That could get awkward.
Obviously, Maddie stood out because she didn't have a lollipop, but I think she really made the dance because she really used her facial expressions, and I think she was just adorable in the dance.
Maddie's a great performer. She did a great job. They all did a great job. And then Chloe performs her solo, is it Baby Mine? The one that she performed in a previous episode? The one that she learned on her front porch in the dark with her teacher, Christi? That I also said was mildly inappropriate? Because some of the lyrics and some of the timing of some of the moves. So that's interesting that at least on TV, we see these performances back to back.
I was a little nervous to perform in front of Caesar. I just wanted to make sure that I knew my dance and I remembered my dance. I honestly don't remember how well I did because I was so nervous.
You did great, Chloe.
Miss Abby says that the New York agent is looking for girls to put on Broadway. I think it's a big deal because I would really like to be on a Broadway show.
So he is there to see everyone. Maddie performs her iconic solo Cry. This is the 3rd time that we've seen this performance on stage. It's great. It's a great song. It's a great performance.
Having Caesar come here was a great honor. It was fun. It was exciting. I was thrilled to have him here.
Yeah, Caesar did a great job too. So after the showcase, Caesar goes backstage. He congratulates all the girls and hugs a couple. He seems really very nice and kind and whatnot. Then he says,
Come with me, Maddie. To chat with Maddie over here for a second.
Can I come?
Yeah, of course. You want to come? Let's go here.
So you could kind of see on the faces of pretty much everyone else that they know why Caesar wants to talk to Maddie. It's unfortunate that this meeting kind of had to take place in front of everyone because they all did great. And Caesar did try to say that. He did congratulate everyone. He did say that they all did great. But he only wants to talk to Maddie. At least on camera, that's all we see.
Coming from New York, Maddie's a star. Maddie it's unreal how good she is, and the face on stage. All the girls are very good, but Maddie just stood out for me. She has that glimmer, that sparkle.
I think that's a really good explanation of what we see on the show. All the girls are very good. They all have their own individual talents. Maddie does stand out. She's a great performer. She's very expressive on stage. She has that, ability to work a crowd.
I would love, if you're ever in New York, just come in and, let me know you guys are there. And I would love to, just chat so the office can get to meet you. And like I said, we're doing a bunch of stuff with kids now, so it'd be great. And just, keep in touch.
This is great for Maddie, and Caesar is right to want to keep in touch with her. He's doing his job well.
I can see her on stage, I can see her on television, I can see her as one of the kid actors that we see in New York all the time.
Well, she is on TV, so he's right there.
Her picture yesterday was great, so that's good. And
It's old, but Abby wanted that one.
So they didn't use the photos that we saw taken yesterday for Caesar.
As soon as we found out there was a talent agent coming, we knew that the focus was going to be on Maddie, and I know that Abby probably promoted her before anybody else.
I believe that Abby said great things to Caesar about Maddie. I don't think that had much impact on his thoughts, though. If it was an agent from Cirque du Soleil, Abby probably would have talked up Brooke or Kenzie with their chin stands, and they would have stood out to the agent. But for what Caesar's job is and what he was there to look for, he's right to choose Maddie. And Abby was right to promote her for what Caesar was looking for.
She's so good. She's so good. She's unreal. She's smart. Yeah, and such like a strong dancer amongst the other girls.
The way Abby said smart, like she was trying to not let anyone overhear that. But like, yeah, Maddie is good at what she does. She has a strong stage presence. Again, it's unfortunate that all of this is happening in front of everyone, which I guess is normal for this type of thing, but it's kind of sad for the other girls to be hearing this after they did great too. It's just that Caesar was looking for something specific, and for him that's Maddie. I don't think he was swayed by Abby. I think he came to that conclusion on his own, but I don't know.
And naturally, when he came out and he wanted to talk to somebody, the child he pulls aside is Maddie. And I don't know, what did you say? You said you're not upset, but it hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine to not be chosen for something, that happens, but to have it right in front of your face is hurtful, like it just is. That clip of Christi and Chloe where Christi is kind of speaking for Chloe reminds me of Hannah and her mom later. Usually Chloe speaks for herself in interviews, but I think in this situation she's really kind of a little bit hurt, so Christi speaks for her. It's nice that she has someone who can speak for her, but it's sad to see that she's really that sad or like disappointed.
Great, you look beautiful on stage. Thanks.
I knew Caesar would love her. It's kind of a given. And she has a cute little personality. She's not a brat.
Wait, earlier Christi said that Chloe has a cute personality. Or they both do, that's true, but it's kind of weird that the wording is the same. And also here we have the first mention of brat, and Melissa saying that Maddie is not a brat. It's kind of a weird wording again. No one said anyone was a brat yet. So why the almost like defensive wording here?
Christi is jealous of my 8-year-old daughter.
Whoa, who said that? So I asked AI to explain the difference between jealousy and desire. Desire is a positive or neutral emotion of wanting something, which involves motivation, anticipation, and hope. It's about wanting something new or something that's missing. And jealousy is a reactive or protective emotion, which involves fear, suspicion, resentment, and anger. Jealousy is about fearing the loss of something that's valued. So I'm not sure that I see jealousy here, even with Chloe like admitting that she was hurt, that Caesar didn't want to talk to her. It's not that she doesn't want him to talk to Maddie. She doesn't want to take anything away from Maddie. She just wants equal opportunities. So linguistically, I don't think the moms or the girls are jealous of Maddie. They don't want Maddie to receive less. They're not angry at Maddie. They just want the same. They want the equality that they feel they're lacking.
And I think it's totally ridiculous. It's because my kid is the star. She is the most talented girl there, and Abby knows that she has a future.
All of the girls are talented. Everyone is different, so everyone has different talents. All of the girls have a future. Their futures might look different from each other, but they all have bright futures. The way that Melissa says that Abby knows Maddie has a future, it's that Abby's gonna make my kid a star. That's putting a lot on Abby. There are many ways that Maddie could become a star, but it sounds like Melissa wants Abby to make Maddie a star. It's interesting to think about how this could have played out without the show. I don't know if like the first 4 episodes had even aired yet. If not, then I wonder who called Caesar? Was it Abby? Was it someone from the show? Did he know there was a show? Would this have happened regardless of the show?
I don't know how much longer I can put up with Abby. The whole Broadway casting agent thing was total bull. We all know why this guy came in, and it was for her precious little Maddie, no one else.
Oh, so Abby called him. I think Melissa is the only one who ever said that he was there to see Maddie. Everyone else said that he was there to see everyone. I guess we won't really know what was said beforehand, what Caesar's instructions were, or who he got the instructions from. But the only thing we see of Abby promoting Maddie was when she said that Maddie is smart, and that was after Caesar had already talked to her. So let's just remember this for future auditions.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Nice to meet you, Maddie.
I know this isn't their normal building, but there really wasn't anywhere else in this building that they could have had this conversation. Maybe they were told to do it there so that it could be on camera.
I might have agreed to play by Abby's dumb little rules, but no more. I'm not keeping my mouth shut, and it's on.
Christi said on the podcast that after this showcase is when she found out that they ordered more episodes. So hooray, more episodes!